Shalom to everybody. Really happy.
Hello.
Hi to everybody. I'm really very happy to see already some friendly faces. And we want to say welcome very warmly to those who are for the first time with us. So today we are very happy to open this second session of our series of 5 online conferences on forestry in arid and semi-arid regions. And we are very, very delighted to have this possibility to share Israel's experience in this subject together with our partners and experts from the Keren Kayemet Israel organization. So today I would like to pass the mic to Shani from Kakal. So Shani, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Evelyn, and thank you, everyone, that you join us. This for us, it's afternoon. Some of you, it's probably morning, different hours all over the globe. So we are KKL-JNF, the Jewish National Fund, the Forest Agency of Israel. Already the second session here in this series of webinars. I think we had a great lecture. For those of you who were able to join us, it was very interesting, and we were happy with all the questions that came in the end of the presentation. I'm Shani Ratin. I'm responsible on research and foreign relations in the Forestry division of KKL-JNF. And I would like to present here my colleague, Gil Siaki, who's going to speak today about afforestation in arid and semi-arid region. Gil is the head of the South District Forestry Department. He is already in KKL since 1996. He did his master's degree in agriculture in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and then he worked in KKL in the Gilat Nursery. After that, he went to be a forester in Kiryat Gat, Lachish area, which is south in the Negev forest. Yeah, and I hope you will enjoy Gil's lecture. So the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Shani. So, as you see from the topic of the first slide, I will talk about our techniques of runoff water harvesting for the afforestation in the semi-arid region in Israel. And you can already see in this picture a beautiful view near Be'er Sheva. It's the capital of our Negev. And we are in the middle of the green belt around Be'er Sheva. So Israel is a very small country, about 22,000 square kilometers. And the zones, the climate zones are very different one from each other. In the north, we have sometimes 800 millimeter a year, and in the south, it's arid and semi-arid, where we have something like 50 millimeter and sometimes less. And you can see from the map, its affect, of course, the vegetation. And here in this speak, I will concentrate in the semi-arid zone, which is in the middle of Israel, between 100 millimeter to 300 millimeter. The JNF forestry operations for the functional restoration of the ecosystems in the northern Negev are integrated into the land use mosaic in the multifunctional cultural landscape. Man-made ecosystems that characterize the northern Negev are degraded systems that lose land and water resources that support the entire ecosystems. And this is what lead us to what we are doing, okay? Actually, we are not inventing anything new. We're just using methods that were being used in Israel thousands of years ago. Here, what we see, it's ancient agriculture that used by the Nabatean who lived in the area. You can see in the blue arrows small canals that lead the runoff water into water cistern and to terraces, agricultural terraces on the valleys. This is an example that we can still see today in our Negev, a water cistern that is still used by the Bedouins, who are the nomadic people who live these days in the Negev. And you can see it being fixed by a new material, but it's still working, collecting water from the slope and fill the water cistern, and they can pull out the water from the top to irrigate the sheep. Another evidence for the ancient agriculture is the wine press in the old city of Dat. It's south from Be'er Sheva. Here it's the ruin of the city, and you can see the evidence for the wine press that used to work. It was very busy, I guess, around here because there are many, many terraces down the hill, on the streams, on the valleys, down the mountain. And you can see today we are trying to maintain it and do agriculture like they did many years ago. The water cisterns were digged in this example in the middle of the Negev, near Ofakim. You can see the pipes that collect the water from the slope, and there is a little bit of sand that moved away with the wind along the years, but still we keep this evidence to show everybody. And of course, there were places where people live because they used to work outside the field and store the materials inside the cave where it's cooler during the summer, and live outside nearby. Again, the climate zone is very wide. We are concentrating in this area. If you see my arrow, it's here in the area of Be'er Sheva. You can see it's between 100 millimeter to 300 millimeter, going from the west and where the Gaza Strip is, going to the east, and then up north to the Syrian African Rift, where it's a very low place. So the condition of the climate are a little bit similar to what we have near Be'er Sheva in terms of heat and amount of rain. Desertification is a global process that threatens to turn millions of hectares of fertile land around the world into deserts due to improper land use, excessive resource utilization, neglect, and wrong treatment over years, and climate change. You can see here the lowest soil after rain, after maybe 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter of rain, just sealed, and the water cannot penetrate into the ground. and especially if the area is a plowed and ready to be sowing used by agriculture, the soil is loosened and the rain just turn into a runoff water. Drop by drop, and then the stream can become very, very strong. This example from Nitzana Bridge, it's down the southern part of the Negev, near the border with Egypt. And in 2010, there was very big flood, and it happens many times. Here we can see a gully head that in 1945 were somewhere near the arrow, the blue arrow, and years after, in the same spot, you can see the gully head moved to the east about 300 meters. So it is from 1945 to 2005, this amount of soil was washed away to the sea. You can see in 2005, we started to do afforestation in this area. And you will see now the picture from the ground. No, you don't see it, but we try to stop the movement, the development of the gully head. Another example for the soil erosion is a degraded ecosystem designed by man. I talked about the agriculture, and it caused, of course, reducing in initial production and damaging crops. Here you can see the big tree, the acacia tree, that the roots are outside the soil, and you can see the field that lost a lot of soil. And here, in this case, field in both sides of the stream. And year by year, the farmers lose a lot of soil. It's also a case of safety, because here in Yatir Forest, we invite people to visit the forest. And in this case, it can be very dangerous to someone who is not used to drive in the field, and it just can fall into. Another forest that we can see an example is in the Nahal Absor forest. This gully head started when a road was built up the stream just a few meters after those trees, and there was a pipe of water that the company put in. And in the road just made the water come to this spot. So years after, we tried to treat it with some kind of a facility. You see, first year it works, second year, 2 years later, we needed to make it much more stronger. Today, it's okay. It's already stabilized with soil and vegetation, but those are some of the examples. It's not only water that cause the degradation. This is made by the wind. This water cistern is a few meters above the soil, because the wind took all the soil along the years, and now you can see the stones, but you can imagine it was under the soil. Another degradation process made by the grazing. Grazing pressure is increasing due to increased agriculture areas and reduction of grasslands. The northern Negev has over 200,000 registered sheep heads. This is what we know that's registered, but there are much more heads of animals that we don't know about them. And what if the grazing is not well managed? We have problems. We know it. And in this case, around Yatir forest, we can see also the effect of the grazing on the vegetation. This kind of plant is a nitrophilic plant. You can see it where you got high pressure of grazing. So there is a change in the vegetation, and there is a lot of gully heads and soil erosion. Even in the places where we manage the grazing, forester must notice and remember that the camp for the sheep must be far away from trees. Not only young trees, but also bigger trees suffer from greeding. The goats and the sheep eat the bark to get some minerals. They need it. So if you make the camp close to the trees, they will suffer more. So it must be very in the head of our forester, and they must control it. So here come the works that we are doing on the land. The basic units of the biotic landscape in the northern Negev are ground membranes, or what we call soil crust, that serve as a source for water runoff formation. Shrub used as a sink for water and for soil and minerals. The functional relationship of water and materials movement between the two types of stains is called sink-source relations. In the source spot, the initial production is low, and the number of species and number of individuals of each species also low. In the sink spot, the initial production is higher, and the number of species and the number of individuals in each species is high too. This is in nature. So what we are doing, we are mimicking the nature. In this case, you see a liman is made by us along roads, but not only along the roads, also inside the land, inside the area where we are doing forest. And it used like a sink. It got all the water from the source area, from around the watershed. This is an example. I will not go into details, but a series of limans really helped to keep industry area near Be'er Sheva from damage of floods. After we built these limans, a winter or two later, we got this very high amount of rain, and there was no damage to the area, the factory area, and it can show us the importance of controlling all the watershed and use it as something to protect facilities. Okay. This picture is from the picture I showed you before about the movement of the gully head. The gully head that moved 300 meters in Karkor forest. This one is the liman that we built before the gully head. And in 2005, this is the situation. And 5 years later, you can see already the trees grown up. The gully head stopped, stabilized, is not moving backward again. It stopped, and these days the situation stays the same. It's a part of the green belt around Be'er Sheva. Of course, all these facilities needs some kind of maintenance. Not much, but still, we need to be on it because there is sometimes overtopping, sometimes piping because the kind of soil which is loess, and we can do a lot of we must do good planning to plan the right spillway where the overflow must go through. If it goes everywhere on the dam, it can cause a damage. It must be well planned. After we saw some limans, now I'm gonna show you some of the shichim. Shichim, it's a kind of contour line that we build on the slopes. In this case, it's in Kramim forest. In 2014, if you can see in the left corner a building, far in the left corner, upper left corner, this building is the synagogue of a settlement called Karmit. It was built before we came to do the work, and we were asked to do planting around the new settlement. Just after we finished preparing the land with shichim, contour lines, and limans on the streams, good winter, and you can see it's already full with water. In each shichim, you can see small holes that were digged by a small tractor, mini bagger. Each small hole will have a small tree, and the whole shich get the water from the slope. If it's filled, it's go down to the next shich. The limans here are full, and a few weeks or 1 month later, we started to plant the trees. Today, the forest is very, very nice. And also the Karmit village, you can see many, many houses. Everything is nice and green. I must say, I mentioned before that when we come to a new area, we always look on the entire watershed. We're not looking at a small spot. We need to take to our mind the entire watershed, and it's always good to deal with a small stream, not deal with big stream, because it's difficult to do something with big water. So we need to go up the watershed and start to catch the water up the streams. What you see here, the pink is the limans, and the red lines are the shichim, the contour lines. And if you do calculation, you can see that we treat about one quarter of the entire area. The other 3/4 are kept as a source, which give the water to the sink area. It is very important because the area now can support the grazing and all the needs except of trees. It's also the open area for the vegetation. These are the stages of the planting. Now the tree will be planted here. Each tree will get what we call fabric meter by meter to prevent evaporation. Each seedling get a plastic tube and a stick to support. This is the 2 years or 1.5 years, let's say, after planting. I must say that in the first 3 years, 4 years, we give water to each seedling by truck. People goes and give each tree water, something like 100 liter, 3 times in the first year, 3 times in the second year. And the third year, maybe we give only 2 times, depend on the winter in this year. But 3, 4 years, irrigating each tree, and then by themselves. Here you can see sycamore on the upper picture. Sycamore, you must know. Here you can see ziziphus and acacia. Very good species. And this is right after planting. Vegetation between the shichim is already developed. The first years, we are not allow grazing. So we are cutting the grass with tractor. It may prevent fire, and it also say that we are here. Nobody can bring his cows and goats inside. No, not enough material to eat after we cut it. So it's better to control the area like this, cutting the weeds. But after 5, 6 years, where the trees are big enough, we can allow the grazing. An example for the sink. You see the shichim used as the sink after the rain, and 1 month later, you see where the vegetation is, means that the moisture in these spots is much higher than between the shichim. Of course, it affects many, many things, not only the trees. The Negev is an agriculture, a very important agriculture area in Israel. And what we are doing, as you saw before, it really helped the farmers to keep their farms, their lands. This is old forest in the Western Negev. It's like a puzzle of forest and agriculture. Each area here is kept, the soil is stabilized. There is a road along the forest that we are using it to maintain the forest, and the farmer can use the road to maintain his agriculture farm. This is I like this picture because it shows really good the effect of what we're doing with the streams belts. The stream belt is kept by trees, and the road that's really going along the plantation area and make real something that everybody can see, a barrier between the intensive agriculture and what we want to be wild. So all the soil erosion that used to be here in the stream are stopped. This is in the winter time. Of course, the winter is very short here, and this picture is very nice. What we are dreaming of is trees like that, big trees. We used to have many of them years ago. Some of them were cut by the farmers themselves to earn some more land for crops. Some of them died, but those are examples for nice trees that live in the area. Sycamore, and some pictures from work that done years ago. You can see the area right after preparing it and years after, how it looks. again, in Dudaim forest. These days, we are not doing such a long shichim, but we learn along the years, we do short shichim, not contour lines like this, so long. We all the time learning. So the afforestation efforts are also in terms of cultural service, ecological services. If we talk about cultural services, we do green belts around villages, used for recreation. It's used for the grazing, for the sheep, for the goats, sometimes for the cows. It also helps in an economic way, because we need to thin forests and to prune them so the wood can go into firewood or to industry of pallets. We don't do it for money, we do it for the health of the forest, but on the way, somebody is enjoying it. Of course, the grazing, I mentioned before, and also for regulating services, such as beehives, because many trees have very good flowers, also out of season, where there is no flowers in the natural area. The eucalyptus are flowering in the middle of the summer. It's very important, and you can see growers move their hives into the forest. And cultural services, tourism, it's very, very, very important. And of course, all the things I mentioned here, it's accompanied by research, monitoring and research. In this example, you could see the picture here. It's from the photo from up a few meters up. White spots, and when you come and do zoom in, you can see that there were shrubs. It is in an area we are monitoring many years. It's a LTR, long-term ecology research site, near Ofakim. And then we noticed that there are many white spots. What is it? It's in this case, the snails just died because the shrubs just got dried and died. And this is what we got. In this site, we have a lot of small research projects, such as with grazing, without grazing, how much runoff is in each spot, by the slope, by the vegetation, by the grazing, as I mentioned. It is very important to monitor all these things. Many other research, such as this one, that monitor the movement of the rains. It's rains that moved away by very local. So the center of the event bring a lot of rain in one spot and move away. And then you can understand after that what happened in the area where it passed through. We learn a lot from this. We have runoff monitoring in some entrance to limans and in some entrance and out of the watershed, things like that, that we can monitor the amount of water that go through and go in. Another important site is the Atir site, that I guess many of you are familiar with it. It's like a lab in big lab in Yatir Forest, which is very, very unique on the edge of the desert, pine forest, and it is already from 2000, many years, and we learn a lot from it. This is, of course, not managed by JNFKKL. It is managed by the Volcanic Institute, and we are involved in the area. KKL JNF also support R&D. This station is in the Bsor, but we have more of R&D like that. We support, we give direction, we really help the farmers, the agriculture in Israel. We're trying to do a lot. And in case of project, if we're already talking, let's mention some projects. In this case, it's in the Arava. It's a park with water that can do recreation area for the people in the area, but also tourists who go down to Eilat can enjoy the park. Adopt an Acacia, it's a nice project that doing with the community of the Arava and planting trees, acacia trees in the Arava, in places where we help to build a warehouse and houses where trees were cut. We collect seeds with the community, produce trees, seedlings, and bring them back to the community to plant them again. Here you can see young trees that were planted in the Arava. And this project is all the mines that were rehabilitated, and today got a lot of tourism. And the forest in the entrance to Eilat, managed by us, by the foresters, introduced many drought-resistant trees from the area, such as this acacia that you see here, but many more that are living in the Great African Syria Rift. This is again Eilat, and building a water reservoir to help the agriculture in the area in the Negev. We are in KKL JNF are always happy to share our knowledge here in Israel with farmers and overseas with every country that are interested, and we can share our experience. This in case here, this is the nursery in Gilat, and in this case, it's something else that it is afforestation for the purpose of defense against missiles from the border of Gaza, just to prevent missiles to reach the road, to the main road. And I guess this is the end. Okay, I'm done. Of course, I can answer questions if you have.
Thank you very much, Gil. Maybe if you have questions, you can raise your hand or write it in the chat.
Yes, yes, I have question.
And it will be great if you can open your cameras so we can see your face.
Yes,
Ken, yes.
Yes, hello, Anil.
I would like. I am Anil from Nepal, and last month I visited Israel and attended massive course. And hi, Evelyn, missing you. Due to my personal health problem, last first class I missed it within forest. This semi-ready, and I am happy to see you all here. I would have a question in my mind. After finishing this presentation, would you mind to share the slide with us? Is it possible?
Yes, we can share it. We will share it. Sure.
Maybe this is the moment to tell everybody that all those who missed the first class, the video is already in the YouTube page, in our YouTube page. We will share again the address, the link, and for sure this second session will be also under the same playlist. Okay, so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
So we have Suleiman, please, with a question.
Thank you for interesting presentation, Mr. Gil. And I have a question. First question is, what technologies do you use to follow rain cloud? And is it open access information or data? And second question is, do you work with international organization to or for do projects in desert? Thank you.
Yes, Shani, would you like to answer it?
I think the radar technology, it was before I joined you, so maybe if you can say a few words about it, and then maybe I can say about international projects.
Yes, the research I show you about the movement of the rain. It was a 3 years research that we did with the meteorological station of Israel, and it was for 3 years. It's not that we are doing it yearly. It was a project that we got the budget, and we were happy to do it. The other thing on the ground is year by year, and we check it, we do it, but all the time we are happy to have new research, and we promote subjects that are interested us, and the researchers are offering us their research. And every year we got new research on topics that we are interested in.
Yeah, I think regarding your question, it's not an open access from what I know. There is no like a ready tool to be used, but maybe we can share some information, a paper about it if you're interested.
Yes.
Regarding your second question, so we do have quite a few international projects. We actually have here Esti Goldwasser, who is the head of the International Relations Unit. Maybe she can say a few words about it. We're working, we mentioned in the last session also, we are working right now on, for the last few years already, it's one of Gil's projects. We have a project in Turkana in the north of Kenya. We have collaboration with other forest agencies in the US, in mostly the Mediterranean area, but we are interested in other projects also in Africa and deserted regions.
Thank you. I will happy if you share with me information about monitoring or following rain clouds.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will write this.
I will write my email in the chat.
Great. So we have another question from Fabrice. Maybe if you can just open your camera so we can see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you are getting me well, right? You're getting me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for having us today. We really get excited about the work you are doing there. Thank you, Mr. Gilly, for the wonderful presentation. I am Fabrice from Rwanda, and I would like to be asking, what are the species, tree species that are you being used or are most suitable for that afforestation or in that dry ecosystems, and what's your recommendations? I've been going into the hands of Anil that will be really be. You getting me?
Yes.
Okay. Like we are appreciating to be getting the PPTs of this session, and the first one, it is very educative. Lastly, it's a really good, a good track to be getting this session, but it will be good and to be very educative when it comes, like when the peoples are getting involved to the places where it is being implemented or being put in a place, to be educative, to see and to be in a place where those works are being implemented. Thank you.
Yeah, I will start from the end. I will really be happy to show you in the ground the places where we are talking about, because there is nothing like seeing the thing really, to see it and stand on the place and understand. It is good to see it in winter time. And it's also good to see it summertime, where it is all brown.
That's good.
I wish Evelyn can do something with it. And the first thing that you asked about the species, so we are trying to use the more adapted species, the species that adapted to aridity. For example, kind of acacia and tamarisk. The one that is, I don't know the Latin name for this tamarisk, but it's not the one that grow in the streams, the small one. It's not the bush. It's a tree, big tree, the tamarisk. Ziziphus. It's a very, very good tree because it's fruit, because of its adaptation to aridity. Carob tree, if you are familiar with carob, it's a Mediterranean tree. Pistachia, two species of pistachia, mostly Atlantic pistachia. And some of the area we also plant eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is very, very a strong tree. Those are the main species that we are using.
I can add also that the next lecture, we will have Chagai Evlovich, who is the head of the nursery department. So he will talk about tree breeding and seed collections and species collections. So we'll go more deep into this, what you just asked.
I want to add about coming to Israel and to see the places. Yeah, we hope to have soon another international course on afforestation in Israel. We did it in the past a few times already, and hopefully next time. So keep in touch. Mostly our programs are promoted by the embassies. So try to visit from time to time the web pages or our Facebook, okay, in order to know next programs. We have here a question from Mexico, from Ararat, about integrated watershed management for rural communities. How do we join here the farmers to forestry projects? We have to close some.
Did you hear the question, Gil?
Yeah, how we get the involvement of the farmers. Let's say the environment of farmers is very important because we want them not to disturb. Firstly, the first thing, not to disturb, because sometimes if I'm thinking about the streams belt, sometimes the agriculture just reach where the water, the center of the streams. We need to talk with the farmers and to explain him the necessity of keeping the stream belt. So the cooperation with the farmers is necessary. We cannot force him to cut the trees that he already planted in the orchard, or to stop the plowing the ground where he's gonna seed the wheat. So we talk with the farmers. This is the most important thing. I was talking about the beehives. It's another good example for cooperation with the farmers. And the grazing, of course, we open the forest for the grazing. We give a license to the farmer, to the one who owns the sheep. We give him a license. You can go into the forest in the 30th of January, and you need to go out in the 1st of June. Very important, good for us and good for the owner. Cost it is a lot of money to buy food for the goats, and when you have it free in the forest, of course, it's helpful. What else? I'm trying to think. Facilities, I mentioned before, the roads, the cooperation with the community, not only farmers, a lot of examples.
I think one clear benefit for the farmers in this very deserted area is the combating the desertification processes. So we protect the soil, we keep the soil for them, but they have to give us some of their area in order for us to do the protection of the soil. So it's kind of negotiation that Gil is very good in.
Yeah, we really, I feel like we are really keeping the soil and keeping from big damage, big money, big lost money for the farmers in what we are doing.
Last time in the opening session, we said that forestry is a type of art also, not only a science, it's an art. Esther, you wanted to say something? Hello, would you like to say hello to everybody? Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Esti Goldwasser, and I work in KKL-JNF in the International Relations Department. And I want to congratulate you all for taking this opportunity to listen to our professionals who've been studying the different fields for so many years and really using long-lasting experience to be able to deliver more information. I'm sure you're all benefiting from this time, and hope very much that you'll join the future lectures that are also scheduled. We try to collaborate with different countries through these fields that we have our expertise in. We have a few optional collaborations in the works now, and hopefully they'll be developed. We do have experience, I think it was mentioned before, with a nice long-lasting project in Turkana, and we have a few other ongoing right now, whether it's with Italy or Guatemala or Chad. These are things that are still being developed, but hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to report a little more. It takes time. As you may know from your experience, it takes time to build a collaboration and to plan a project and to really see how it pulls through. But we do see the basic necessity that we all have, and definitely sharing the information. And thank you very much, Gil, also for spending the time preparing for this lecture and delivering it. Thank you very much, and good luck to you all.
Thank you, Esti. We have a question from Kweku.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I want to say another big thank you to the entire team and the nation of Israel for enlightening me about the afforestation program in arid areas. And my simple question goes to Jill. I want to find out how many weeks or months or years it takes his team to complete a research concerning a specific land area to enable planting to be successful. Thank you.
Well, in Israel, it takes many years because we have regulation. When we want to do a forest, to plant a forest, we need to prepare a planting plan, a very detailed plan. And then we need to go to some committee, I think it's called,
Yeah.
committees that approve us this plan. And it takes time to prepare the plan, and then it takes time to approve the plan. After it's approved, we need to wait for the budget. The budget is in our hand. It's the KKL-JNF deal to approve a budget. So when we got the budget, it can be maybe 1 year or 2 years or 3 years after it's approved by the committee. And after we put it into the schedule to the plan of a specific year, and we start work, the same year we plant. We prepare the area, and the same year during the winter we plant. And then you saw by the pictures, after 3-4 years, you can already see nice young trees above the plastic tubes. 5-6 years, you see small forest. So from the day you start to preparing the area on the ground, let's say 5-6 year young forest.
Thank you.
I have a question, Gil.
Yes.
Which is today the most important challenge for the next 3, 4, 5 years?
In Israel?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, our friends should tell us from their countries, but no. But our
I would like to read it because I wrote it, so it will be easier for me because my English is not so good. So my vision is to continue with rehabilitation efforts to improve degraded and desertified landscapes of the Negev. Our aim is for the landscape to be returned to its original state by enhancing soil fertility and by reversing the long-term negative effects of grazing and woody vegetation removal. Our goal is to establish a diverse, complex landscape structure that preserves water and soil resources and supports species-rich communities of wildlife and provides opportunities for recreation. Very detailed answer.
Thank you. But I wanted to hear more if we have a specific region or something a specific part of the country that we want to improve now, or do we have a special challenge? Or
look, there are all the time there are fires and there are droughts, and it's very dynamic issue, the forest. So we have all the time we have work to do. Let's say now we have the second year that we got very less rain. It's drought years, and we can see that the pines are getting dry. All the forests are getting dry. So I guess we're gonna focus on this issue, how we regenerate the old pine forest. Oh, now we had the war on the Gaza Strip. We need to focus on the disturbances that happened over there from machines, from fire. And years ago we have snow damage. That there were snow up the mountains, on Hebron mountains and in Yatir mountain and Yatir forest, and we had to deal with the damage of snow. So it's very interesting. All the time we have something to deal with.
thanks. Do we have more questions? Oh, Mixon, hello. Yes, please.
Hello from Timor, Indonesia.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
West
far
Timor.
away.
Yeah, my questions are first, I think it's follow-up question from the previous question about tamarind species that you use. Is that the Tamarindus indica species that you grow in the forest or any other species? And the second question is, do you experience any invasive species? Is that clear? Do you experience any invasive species in your project, and how to overcome it? Also related to the third one and the final one is that climate change. Do you experience any issue related to climate change, and how do you overcome it or deal it? Thank you. Shalom.
Shalom. First, the species I mentioned are acacia, are carob, are pistachia, ziziphus, and some species of eucalyptus, which are not native, but they feel very good here. Those are the main species. And tamarix. Tamarisk is also very drought resistant. The second question is about the species you call the invasive species, right?
Invasive, yeah. Yes.
So we have problems with invasive species. It started years ago where we planted some kinds of acacia from Australia here in the forest and in the grazing lots, and they feel really good here, and they were spread all over. And these days we need to take care and treat them. It's a big issue here. It costs a lot, and we need to do good thinking because we cannot treat everywhere. So we're doing long-term plans for treating the invasive species. It's really important question, important issue. The third one, I don't remember what you asked.
About climate change and its impact on the project.
Well, I think we need to think that the situation will be tougher and tougher because we see the rain events. First, the winter start really late. We used to have the winter September, October. Today we got the first rain at the end of December, sometime January. And the rain come late, and when it comes in big events, big peaks, but not nice rain of 30 millimeter, and then another 30 like we used to have. And I see a lot of mortality, and I think it moved up because what we suffer here in the south, of course, in the middle of the country and in the north of the country, they feel it too, not like we feel it, because here there is a difference between 200 millimeter and 250 millimeter in the desert. In the north, there is less difference between 700 and 650. But I think we need to check species that we grow here in the south. We need to check it and plant them norther to get ready for worse years, worse scenario.
Scenario.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For example, if you know the kind of Brutia pine, pinus, Brutia pinus pine, we found that if we plant it south of from Kiryat Gat, it will not do well. It needs much rain than the Alapenzo pine. So we are not planting Brutia pine here in the Negev, but in the north, they still continue to plant it.
Mhm.
We have two more questions from Ararat in the chat. And maybe with this we finish, or we see if we have one more after that. So Gil, do you see the chat? You want me to read it?
The chat?
Yeah, so we have one question regarding the sheepkeeper. Do we know how many animals can a grazing area feed in order to balance the offer of...
We do a research once, maybe 15 years ago, but we monitor it all the time. It was in the northern Negev, we said, just by, I will say it just like, it's not mathematical, but it's something that we checked. About 3 sheep for dunam in the northern part of the Negev for the period of times of 4 months that we bring them to the forest. This is 3 sheep for 1 dunam. Dunam is a 10th of hectare. 1 dunam is 10th of hectare. And in the southern part, like Yatir, Meitar, where we have maybe 200 millimeter and less, we calculated it as about 1 sheep for dunam. So this is a difference. But of course, in each country, you must check it because you must consider the amount of grazing days, like the period of grazing that you are planning, and the amount of sheep you move in. So it's one sheep to dunam, and it's 3 sheep to dunam in the northern part.
And another question is regarding how new technologies like satellite pictures and drone pictures have been introduced into new forestry planting projects for water and soil conservation.
If we are using orthophotos?
Or technologies. I can answer also if you want.
Okay.
So because I'm working on research and combining research with the field works, and yes, we do use now more and more technologies. We are improving our tools. So in some areas we can use now drones in order to have images of the forest area. And I think also Gil showed you one of the images. I don't know if you remember, but there was a map of all the harvesting systems. This is something we couldn't do before, but now we can map it with GIS, and everything is much more easy to follow after. All the time we are evolving, so there is new research and new tools that coming into this field, but we definitely do use. And again, I will say that we will have a specific lecture, not the next one, but the one after, that will be more about technologies and the use of remote sensing. It will be with the Dr. Michael Sprintin, who is a specialist on remote sensing, so more to look forward. I think there is one more question. Without rainwater, is the watering distribution artificially by truck watering enough to sustain the plants?
We irrigate the first 3-4 years using trucks and pipes and workers, like a garden, just like a garden, irrigating garden.
Shani, we have here Suleiman is asking to contact somebody about the grazing license. Can he contact with you or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you writing your mail in the chat?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You have also in the chat the link for the YouTube page where you will find the recorded sessions. Okay. Shani, maybe you say some words and I close afterwards. You want?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gil. It was very interesting, and I know we work a lot together. I know how much work and important work you are doing in the southern area of Israel. I was very happy to hear you here, and thank you all for joining us. It's very nice to see people from all over the globe in such an unusual time of the year, and in general, it's good to have people discussing important things like afforestation, environment. And thank you, Evelyn, for allowing us to do that.
No, thank you. Thank you for everybody. Let me say also thank you, Gil, for sharing so much experience. Thank you, Shani, for being such a nice partner. And yeah, thank you to everybody here in the group. It's a great feeling to have such a nice international family here together. So we will meet again next week, next Tuesday, at the same time and at the same place. And love from Israel. Have a wonderful, well, for somebody from someone of you, you are going to sleep and somebody are beginning the day. So good night and good day for everybody. Great to see you.
Good night.
And shalom.
Good night from Nepal.
And shalom from
Shalom,
Israel.
shalom. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.